Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I'm sorry for the delay of 5 minutes. There were some technical issues with the connection. Hello and welcome to the next session of our peer-to-peer on air project, which is a joint project by the Studio for New Music and our guest peers, Serge Vuille and Annette Schmucki, who will be our guide and the source of our inspiration for today. My name is Sergej Tchirkov. I'm Assistant Artistic Director of the Studio for New Music Ensemble. We are now sitting in the Center for Electroacoustic Music of Moscow Tchaikovsky Conservatory. And as always, so this has become a good tradition, I will briefly introduce all the participants. Before I do this, I would like to invite everyone who is following us now or who might be watching the recording session on YouTube later. I invite everyone to check out the information about the project and the schedule of forthcoming events on our website, which is www.studionewmusic.ru. There you can find P2P and find all the general project description. So I will start by introducing the musicians. They are Varvara Kosova, violin, Sasha Kobrina, cello, Valentin Puzankov, bassoon, Nikita Agafonov. Well, you can see what he plays. Anna Borisova, sorry, oboe, and Masha Baranova, flute. A huge thanks to the technical team who are doing their best to provide that everything works well, which is not always the case, but we are trying this. And this is Nikolay Popov, who is responsible for technical coordination and general supervision. This is Alexandra Kobrina, a video artist who is responsible for streaming and video-related issues, and Anton Bushinsky, the sound engineer. A big thank you to the some other people who are not on this, who are not in the screen, who are hidden behind the screen, but who's been doing a great work to make the project happen. This is the director of the Studio for New Music Ensemble, Evgenia Izotova, and all the staff of the Studio for New Music Ensemble. And personal thanks to Alexandra Kobrina for providing informational support. The project has been supported by the Pro Helvetia Moscow office. Pro Helvetia is a Swiss Arts Council. And the purpose of the open call launched by Pro Helvetia and respectively of this project is to try to find, to experiment with the new formats of cultural exchange between actors from different countries. And we're trying to benefit from the current situation regarding the restrictions due to pandemic. So I think generally that's it. And this is my pleasure to introduce or reintroduce again Annette Schmucki. This is her second session today. The first one was held last week. And yeah, the rest will be clear or unclear. We don't know it yet. The rest will be clear during the session. So we are developing a composition or a work in progress, and Annette and the musicians will tell more. I will be a kind of moderator, so I'll help with the translation. So I ask you to be patient if there will be need to translate something from English to Russian and back to Finnish or wherever. So that's it. Here we are.
Well, thank you very much to be invited here with you, to work with you. It's very exciting for me. Thank you. So today I want first tell a bit about my thoughts for of the last session. So then we will hear two small examples of the last session, and we will talk about. And then there are two parts. One part is focusing word, the single word. As you know, I hope, this was homework a bit. Focusing one single word, how could we translate this? How could we make composition of one single word? And the other part will be going back to the lists, also the Russian list, and also the German list, and how can we work with these lists? The other session, we had chosen just one list of one person, and the other made their comments, their instrumental comments. But now I think we could put these lists together and to play with these 6 lists together. So I begin with my thoughts of the last session. The maybe last thing was Varya, who told us the last piece was the best. So we did a lot of different versions of a list, and the last was very reduced. So I thought about reduction in music. One of my colleagues, a Swiss composer, Jörg Frey, he once said that composing means leaving things out, to sort out things. So that means when you are a composer, you have the whole world. You can pick up every sound, every noise, everything. Today also with a little sampler or little help from techniques, you can do everything. So you can invent the whole world and other worlds. It's really all the things. So what can I do when I am composer? I can sort things out. I can throw things. I can throw things away. You know, you have to. You can't collect everything in a composition. You have to choose. You have to take this little sculpture of sound and place it in the right way, in the right place. But you can't collect everything, so you have to put things out. Just maybe a lot of things. And I think that this is really the difference between composing and improvising, because when you, I do both, but improvising, this is, you do it by chance. You do it in the moment. Composing is really thinking about things, thinking about why I put this in and I sort the other out. So you have to, composing is I think composing is always about why. So why I do this, why I think this is nice and the other thing is not nice, is ugly. So I don't trust in the word nice. Yesterday with Serge, I heard a lot of nice. Oh, it's nice. Oh yeah, it's nice. But why is it nice? And I would go a step further today to reflect on this nice or on this ugly. Why do you want to play this and the other thing not? So when we are composing, we have a lot of time, and here we have not. But all the same, I want to reflect on that. not trusting, oh, it's nice, I do it again, but to say, why is it nice? Okay, maybe it's the structure, maybe it's the length of a tone, maybe it's the noise sound, maybe it's the noise sound that follows another very flower sound. I don't know. These, for me as composition, this is my passion. So to ask every time why, and to sort out things that I can't explain. So for me as a composition, composer, sorry, for me as a composer, it is important to give answers, just for me and for the music. So, and another thing that I want to say is that this sorting out, this is not easy. It's always a fight, because composing is not something very handsome. It's really sometimes a fight, because I want to have all the world in the composition, but I know this is not possible. I have to select. I have to build structures. I have to build something like a house, or I don't know what, or a UFO, or I don't know, or a submarine. But what's important is to go into this, I say, fight, or into this work to knowing I want, so I have so many ideas like you. Everybody has so many ideas, and then to understand why one idea is not the best, and I can sort it out, and one idea or one sound I want to keep, but always why. So I have to find answers for my own. Yes, this is what I want to say about the last session, and about my thoughts. What is composing, and what are we doing now? So we are improvising too, but I think we have to have a look to the composing aspect. And I propose now to hear two examples of the last time. Number 4 is Valentin, the voice of Valentin, and number 8, the last one, with the voice of Masha, I think. And these pieces are very different. So maybe the whole process of the last session is between these two pieces, and I would like that you listen to the pieces as composer. So, what is interesting? Why? What is it? The duration? Is it the pauses? Is it the rhythm? Is it the sound? The quality of sound? The tempo? All these aspects of music. I want you to listen to this, and then we can discuss, and we can discuss. Okay, as composer, I would say, for me, this was interesting because of, or like this. So I don't want to hear, oh, it's nice. So we know both examples are very nice, but I want to talk about behind this niceness. Okay.
Yes, sure. I think it's just fine. I just wanted to just one remark about niceness. It's really, it reminds me another story, but just about nice. I think that when we are saying, let's say yesterday with Serge, when we were saying it was nice, and we were referring to something as being nice, there is much more in these words. I mean, what we
Yes,
want to say
yes.
with this nice, yeah. And exactly, this is your question, which is absolutely relevant. So why it is nice? I think when we say it's nice in this context that we had with Serge, means that there is a kind of answer to this question in our heads, but probably we were not able to articulate it. Probably that could be also the reason that we use nice so much. And there is also something else which is connected with the English language, and this is, you know, in Britain normally when you say that, well, it's interesting, it means that it's not interesting at all.
Oh, yes, yes, I know that as composer.
And it's so funny because I know for myself.
But you know, when people say to me, "Oh, it was very interesting," then I know it was fucking nothing. Yes,
yeah, that was really nothing, and it's so funny for the foreigners, yeah, like we are, because, of course, if I want to say, yeah, that's interesting, because in Russian, if I would have written it's interesting or have said it's interesting, it means literally that, yeah, this can be interesting for me. And I know that if I'm writing in English and I say, yeah, that's interesting, that this is something completely different. This is a no-go.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't criticize. I would not criticize it, but I think we can today go a step further when maybe talking about what means nice. So maybe for Marsha, nice means another thing than for Nikita. I don't know. And to learn to talk about.
Yeah, you just go on. Sometimes I will translate some things.
Okay.
But
yeah.
you just go
no,
on.
it's good. It's that's all. Yeah, you can translate.
Всем пока, да, понятно, что она говорила. Да, вот об этом избирательном подходе к композиции, о том, ну, про nice это мы поняли, как бы, и последняя фраза была, что, да, например, вот у Маши понятие nice это одно, у Никиты nice ну, другое. То есть вот у нас у каждого оно, скорее всего, свое. Yeah.
Okay, we will hear these two pieces, number 4 and number 8. And then we both first and then just directly the other. And then we could speak about what is nice, or what are the structures, what the sounds are, like this. Okay?
Yes, we are ready. Aber. An. Ich. Aber. An. Bald. Brinnen. Dachte. Daran. Der. Dies.
S. Freud. Good. Hat. Ich. Ist. Keine. Mich. Nicht. Ruhen. Sich. Strafen. Tun. Und. Und. Von. Weniger. Wie. Woher. Zu. Zurückblicken.
Allen. Und bis vor das der dies which this is goods ich Żydan lang mit just nichts schon sehr Tag übersingen und recht wenn wir Wort so Haus
Well, may I say that it was nice?
Yeah, it was really nice. interesting.
Yes, that was very interesting.
Yeah, no, in Russian, interesting in Russian. Okay. Maybe I will let you tell something about these two variations, we could say, and maybe we could find a way together to move on. Okay.
Sure,
What
but
do you think?
maybe Annette, yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to ask first. I want to ask Valentin and Masha, how do they find their own voice, their own ways of pronouncing the words when they listen to these recordings? Ага. Ну, тебе это раздражает, да? Да, немножко. Ага. So Valentin says that for him it sounds a little bit, that everything is a little bit alike. So the next gesture is like the previous one. And I asked him then if it's bothers him or if this is fine with him. And he said that this is a kind of irritating. That's what he said about his version.
Okay.
Masha?
Hi, Annette.
Hello.
When I see this text about this opera, как будто лунное перо. Перо. Да. And Wozzeck, Pega. These words.
Сейчас просто по вот этой записи.
Да, вот. The word is art for me, and I don't know about this text, but I think it is emotion for me. Вот. And как читать? Да, okay. Да. And I read this text, and I think what is emotion thing for me. And now.
Okay. Yeah. Just a moment. I will just rephrase it a little bit, so that Masha says that if I understood right, that when she saw the text for the first time, and obviously she couldn't read German, but she decided to approach those words as an emotion. And that's why every word somehow provokes her to react differently, in an emotional way. So that's it. Yeah. Did you want to say something else? Okay. Yeah. Fine. Nice. Thank you.
I think so. I have chosen two examples, and Valentin was very clear, very neutral, neutral, and he just said the words, "I like this very much," and then Masha made yes, it was like an opera, something like this. It was really expressive, and I thought both examples were very, very, very interesting or nice, because when it's a foreign language for you, you can put everything or nothing in the words. So I think these were two musical decisions. Valentin and Masha. Also the tempo. So we talk on another aspect. You were very, very quick, Masha. The piece is 1 minute, and Valentin, the piece was 5 minutes and something. So it's not just the expression of the voice, but it's also the decision how fast I go forward. Okay. But maybe we could open now to everybody, or you be a bit the master, Sergej. You
No, I'm not.
ask the other. No, but you have the microphone, so
Yes,
you
that's
ask
true.
a bit in the round.
Yeah,
Okay.
Masha wanted to say something else. Uh-huh. So this is about the tempo. That's when she when she had the first look at the text, and she saw that there are clearly two parts. And she imagined the whole part as one piece, with beginning, with a middle part, and with the end part. And when she sees in the score the piece as a whole, as a form, I see. Okay, that's interesting. Then, so if you see the piece, the work in the score as a whole, as a something, the one unit, then when you play it, when you realize this in sounds, that it's a little bit more compressed. So that's probably that at this moment you kind of try to overcome the time-based nature of music.
То есть в тот момент, как пытаешься вот эту временную природу музыки преодолеть.
Yeah, I think that's the point. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Да.
But I want to notice that for other players, I think that version of Masha was too quick, and we, как сказать, не успевали. Не успевали реагировать, да.
That's interesting. Also, the point that Sasha recalled that when they played it last time, that Masha's version was really fast, and the rest they didn't have, barely had enough time to react, to respond to
and when we played version of Vaля, we react more interesting, because we react together and in the same way.
And you have time to sing.
And we have time to see, but it's too many pauses, and it's like word reaction, and it was not right for my side.
Okay, that was irritating for Sasha. It's interesting because what I like the most in Valentin's version were actually the pauses, but not between word and response, but occasional pauses that occurred inside those responses, inside your instrumental responses, which occurred occasionally. They were clearly unplanned. It happens when someone is out of breath, for example, or out of the bow, and then sometimes there were just silence between, and then it goes again. I like those small pauses. I like them very much. Yes?
But just to say, with Masha, it was clear everybody plays just one sound.
Yes,
yeah.
It was clear. It was not, you couldn't react. It was clear that you play just one sound. But now we just hear and we discuss what it is. Yes. But just to say, it was not that you had no idea. So okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry.
There is someone else who wanted to say. Anya. Yeah.
Когда мы пытались реагировать на то, что говорил Валя, это получалось интересно, потому что мы чуть-чуть успевали обдумать, но мы еще успевали реагировать друг на друга. Если заметить музыку, она у нас более целостная, чем когда говорила Маша, потому что там мы выдавали первое быстрее, спонтанно, но и там получалась большая разница в игре.
This is also an interesting point that in the first version, in the Valentin's version, the musicians not only had more time to think what to do, but they also had more time to listen to the others. So this version, Valentin's version, is for Anya more conscious, more composed in a way. While the Masha's versions was a kind of, it was spontaneous response, even with one note, with one gesture, it was still very spontaneous reaction on the instruments. Yeah. Yes.
Реакция моих слов
Thank you.
была порождена звуком, который порождали ребята. Ты сказал первое слово, они дали реакцию, да, и я пошла на нее.
Эмоции, да, наверное,
Эмоции.
тоже?
Получилась такая типа микрофраза.
And one important comment from Masha. She was talking before about emotions, that she saw the emotional nature of those letters, of those words. But it's also that those emotions were the source, the second source of those emotions, were the actions of other musicians after the first phrase. So let's say she said something, and then they were doing something. And her next emotion was connected both with the words, with what she sees, and what she hears. Yeah, so I think that's it.
You. Interesting. Nice, yes. Thank you.
And what do you think?
Pardon?
What do you think?
Me?
Yeah.
I think that's very interesting to react as voice to the music, because normally it's the other way around. The word, everybody understands the word, and then you play in such emotional way. And so for me it was really very light, this version of Masha, because it was not, the word was not pulled down by his meaning. So I thought this other way around of Masha, that she reacts on the voice of the ensemble. This is really refreshing.
You can continue, because I'm doing this at the same time, so I'm just giving a brief summary.
No, I think that it is. On the other hand, Valentin's version was also very, for me as German speaker, was very interesting, because they didn't react in an emotional way, in the way of the meaning of the word, but they react in the structure of the word, or in the voice of Valentin.
Вы реагировали не на значение слова, а на его как бы структуру. Да, эта структура была очень четкой, конечно, когда Валя произносил, даже если, естественно, он произносил не так, как они произносятся.
Yes, and sometimes I had to laugh, because it was very strange. He said something like nichts, and it was very light and I don't know, nice sound, but nichts is nothing. So but it was very open in the meanings. It was really music. It was not playing something that somebody says.
Это звучало как бы тоже освобожденно. Понятно, что мы все понимаем, что такое nichts, да? Но звучало, для нее это получилось так, как будто новая грань этого слова открывается, именно потому что она как бы такая была облегченная, да, как бы версия.
Yeah.
So this is the advantage that you don't know that you are not very
Used to.
used to speak English or to use this language. This is really advantage. So I look forward to when we take the Russian list, if there is changing something, because I understand nothing, but you understand every word, and how is the reaction then? So this would be my question.
Okay.
But on the other hand, what do you think about the duration, about the shortness of the piece? When was it boring? When was it interesting? Sergej, you have spoken about these little pauses inside the sounds, but there were also pauses, longer and shorter pauses. What do you think about that? In the piece of Masha, there was just one little pause and nothing.
Yeah, I understand. So my very personal point of view, because I like pauses, I like silence in music. So my very personal point of view is that. So what I think about them, that I actually did not think about them when I first listened to them, that they came naturally as a part of the whole process, be it a version of Valentin or be it the only one little pause in the version of Masha. Yeah, that's probably that would be my response.
And you, the others?
Да, конечно.
I think that we can in future decide to how we'll make it. I mean that we can decide here's we go, here's a pause, and other moments like this. And this is a part of our composition. All other may be improvisation, but we can decide when it will be a pause, and that will be our construction.
This reminds me. Yeah, thank you. That reminds me what you said at the first session. I think you said you expressed more or less the same idea, which is now becomes more clear. You said yes. Then you said that some words like ich, which all of you have at the same time, that they might be a kind of basis for the construction. So now you have added also pauses and things like that. This is this is also an option, and this is interesting because it could work. It could work for many ways of realization. So we are not forced to use this approach like someone is reciting and the rest responding. We can do this without instruments, and probably that's what we are going to do today. Yeah, but still, this approach that you proposed, it would work, I think. So it's one of the options.
Yes.
Thank you, Sasha. Varya, you wanted to say something.
Да, я по-русски. У нас и в домашней работе, и когда первый раз мы пробовали, была опция отключиться от значения слов.
Yeah, and also during the first session, and during our homework, there was a. Как сказал была что?
Задача отключиться от значения.
We wanted to get free out of actual meaning of the word, so we want to relieve the word out of its meaning.
И у меня вопрос, то, что я сейчас заметила.
And the question of Varya would be.
Каким образом действительно мы можем освободиться от этого значения? Потому что в самих словах, если прислушаться и если послушать нашу реакцию на эти слова, даже когда мы не знаем значения, уже заложено оно. Поэтому переведите.
Yes, and the question would be, that's quite obvious question and the most trickiest one. How actually, what are the mechanism? How do we get freed of the words meaning? Because even if we don't understand, let's say German, still there are certain words, and we can feel this, the meaning of the words, and let alone mother tongue, of course. So that is, it comes as something extremely difficult to think of words as a different entities other than meaningful entities. Yeah, that's also a good point.
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Сейчас было
Something else?
слышно в обеих версиях, когда, например, Валя говорил «ein», это было «ein». Когда он говорил «nicht» или «und», это было «und», потому что «и», это было слышно тоже.
And now when Varya listened to the recordings, so for example in Valentin's version, you could hear it when he would say "ein," then there was just one gesture like tapping the instrument, and when he said "und," so there was a kind of "und," something that connects, what was before "und" and what will be after "und." And that's interesting.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yes, sure.
Please. It was very close to the sound of Valentin's voice. That's right. Of his art of pronunciation. Yes, that's right. Yeah. That is one idea to play, but it could. And now we come to the chapter of the single word. So you could also have other ideas to translate this word. Maybe you have some ideas. I have other ideas, but maybe you can tell me a bit about how could we play to not to be so close in the expression of the speaker. So maybe there is no speaker, and you have every one of you. Sorry.
Yeah, this score. Okay. Yeah, I have a few, so I will give you. Я сейчас переведу. То есть она, собственно, переходит к домашнему заданию, да, то есть к этому вопросу, как же мы можем...
And everybody has one line, one
да, у каждого
part,
одна строчка, да.
And then you nobody speaks, for example. So how could you interpret or translate these words? There are many different ways to do that.
Да, то есть существует огромное... I will just give a brief summary. Что один вариант, да, вот как мы пытались вот это на прошлой сессии переводить, да, как бы слово музыку, то есть непосредственно следуя за ним, следуя за речью, да, то есть следуя за манерой произносить эмоционально или, значит, как бы рационально. А как еще, то есть какие еще есть варианты перевести вот этого слова в музыку? Сейчас, секунду, даже если как бы это может быть без игры, то есть не имитируя. Да, Валя?
Ну вот, например, в духе поп артикуляция очень важна. И для каждого разного регистра разные гласные.
Ага.
Например, О это нижний регистр, У, А, И вот так вверх.
Ага.
То есть можно как-то распределить по слогам, по секторам, и гласные будут определять именно регистр.
Ага.
А согласные манеры игры.
Okay, сейчас я попробую это все не забыть. So Valentin says, regarding to the question, Valentin says that, for example, by woodwind, they have a clear division when you use the consonant and dissonant vowels. That for example, O, it means always teeth. The low register, and O, A, U, so and then it gets higher. So for the woodwind players, it comes naturally out of instrument. It means that Valentin's approach would be instrumental bound approach. So it comes. I think the thing would be to find connection between the phonemes and their kind of instrumental realization. So that would be Valentin's thing. Thank you.
So you would just play the vowels. E, A, R, O, U. And what do you? I don't know. Do you play? You talk, Sergej. You talk about. I forgot. Okay, I talk about vowels and consonants, but is this not right in your language? You spoke dissonant and consonants. I don't know.
Yeah, probably you're right. Yeah, that's vowels and consonant. I'm sorry. In
No,
Russian,
I don't know.
In Russian, this is glasny и согласный.
But you know the vowels E, A, R, O, U.
Yeah.
Do you would prefer to
No. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I just missed the word. I didn't find
no.
the right word in English.
But Valentin, you would choose just to play the vowels of a word. For example.
В таком случае, например, только игру как бы гласных, да, то есть, ну, гласные, соответственно, из слов вычленять.
Нет, я имею в виду, что гласные будут определять именно высоту регистра, а согласные, они как бы манеру будут определять.
Ага, да, спасибо, я об этом забыл сказать. No, he means that the vowels, they would indicate the pitch, well, the register.
Yes.
And the consonants would indicate the articulation.
Yeah, super.
And that's actually I love this because it's really natural. It's what is on the surface, and this is really instrumental. This is a good point of view of instrumentalist, of a woodwind player. Good, thank you. If you would have, I don't know if you have this list or your own list in German. They have German parts, all of them.
Okay, so why not choose this version of Valentin and okay, the vowels or the pitches from U, O, R, A, E, from very deep to very high, and the consonants or the articulation or the noises between, or what you like.
And what do the strings do?
You make the same because you can also play low sounds and high sounds. So for me the U is the lowest, and then O, R, A, E, so it goes up, and E is very high, so that it hasn't to be every time the same pitch, but
yeah, that could be an option.
And do we play one list together, or do we play everybody?
Maybe it's easier if you to take, let's say, five words out of the list,
yes?
because I think it's difficult to read all this, to at the same time you have to do this, especially for non-woodwind players.
Yes, that's perfect. But do we play one part, or do we play 6 parts? So that depends on the result. When we play 6 parts, we can't really hear something,
we can't
because
feel the
everybody.
Yes.
Maybe we play one part.
Okay.
If you have this list, I don't know.
Yes, I think I have. There's a question if they shall somehow decide and write it down, approximate register. So what does it mean high register? What does it mean low register? What does it mean middle register?
Okay.
You can do this,
okay.
and I will try to get
a
score for
yes.
you.
Это же Тебе не предлагают, это просто
быть, не
формально
надо это для всех,
структурировано.
Мне кажется, что это общая идея для всех, потому что мы же, когда разговариваем, мы примерно на одной высоте говорим, что А, что У, что О. Это не важно, это больше динамика.
Там тембр,
И оно
нет,
всегда выше,
фишка
чем
в том, что нет, на
Может,
самом
как
деле
нет.
фишка в том, что И, А, О, оно все-таки определяет тембр. И, А, О, понимаете?
Больше тембр, но точно не высоту.
Я
Она
согласна.
как бы
Духовиков
она-
определяет высоту. Мы можем
А у
взять
нас
согласно
может
тембру,
определять.
мы же не обязаны.
Нет, она может определять, но
Ну, как ты артикулируешь
если ты
на
хочешь...
разных регистрах.
Нет,
It looks like there is a big discussion.
Yes.
Can you tell me just briefly what are you talking about so that I can...
Но они спорят, какой звук самый низкий. Мне просто кажется, что наоборот. Мы же когда разговариваем, мы в одном регистре говорим, что У, что что А.
Yeah, and that's right. So when we are talking, we are, or at least this was Varya thinks, that we are trying to pronounce the vowels in the same register. But I think it's not a problem for us because the question is how to translate. So translation means a kind of action, which cannot preserve the words in their original form.
Yes. You know, when we talk, Varya, when we talk, it's always about the same level we speak, the same pitch, but the vowels have formants that are little windows where specific pitches are really extreme. So when I say E, you hear that I say E because of this formants of this little windows. There are 5 formants, so very high and very low formants. That makes that you hear E and not U. My voice is always in the same pitch, but there are so. Sergej, how do we say this Oberton fenster?
In Russian, this is Oberton. Oberton.
Oberton, windows of Obertöne. Yes.
Harmonics in English.
And this makes the sound. So I could give you a list of these Oberton fenster, Oberton windows of Oberton, but I think for now it doesn't depend. So you could choose for one vowel, one pitch, and so you could play that.
Can I tell about system when that I invented like my homework? Because it may be
Сейчас,
more
секундочку, я
neutral.
спрошу, как мы сейчас организуем. Just one question about how we organize the work today. So we have several options, and one of them is to try what we were talking about right now. Let's say with a part, with a Liste 1, with a part 1, because everyone has done their homework, and there are some other suggestions. For example, Sasha wants to tell us her vision of how to structure, how to organize everything. So maybe let's do it like that. We try now first this Valentin system of dividing the vowels. Okay. This is also a point. The problem, it's not a problem, but the problem with Valentin's system is that they probably would not be able to try it straight ahead, because it takes time. So you have to organize all these vowels. You cannot automatically read them. Even me, I'm looking now at the score, and it would be difficult for me if I would have an instrument to say that it's E or something like that. So it takes time. So it might be part of the homework, let's say, so they probably could do this at home, or to try this in some.
But you know, I thought I want that you can play, and then we discuss another structure, and then we can play that. because so when not, we are talking, and
Yes,
you
that's
are
very true.
very,
That's very true.
very,
Okay.
very brave with your instruments, but you don't play. So I don't know what would
That's
you
actually good.
prefer?
Yeah, that's a good point. Давайте, хорошая мысль, мне очень нравится. Давайте попытаемся на самом деле, да, и просто попытаемся послушать. Maybe we will just take, let's say, I don't know, 5 words out of least one for beginning.
Yes.
Давайте возьмем первые 5 слов. Это значит будет als, auf, bis, dachte, dachte. Then we have a, then we have u, then we have e, a again. Well, let's just and yeah, e. We also have e. Let's just try with this for a moment, because Аннет сказала очень важную вещь. Действительно, а то говорит, я не могу, сидят музыканты замечательно с инструментами, но они не играют, а мы все время разговариваем. Это мне нравится.
Тогда у нас получается, что А это средний уровень, И высокий, У низкий. А
So then they have. Саш, скажи еще раз. So they have.
А это средний.
Is a middle register.
Yes.
U as a lowest.
It's low.
And И высокий.
And E is the highest.
Is the highest, and then E is a bit under E.
Между И и А. Okay, let's try. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you have other suggestion. My idea would be that you try to do it extremely slow now, and like you would be pronouncing words.
Yes, like in Zeitlupe, like in yes.
Как под временной вычитанным стеклом. Yeah.
Okay, and please wait till everybody has finished the word, and then you make the other word.
Мы ждем, пока
So
все
that-
закончили слово, и
that-
переходим как бы к следующему слову.
Я не говорю, играть.
Вы сейчас играете как раз, только играете. Да, первые 5, то есть получается als, auf, bis, dachte, dachte. Прямо вот в этом.
То есть сначала одно слово, пауза.
Да. One word, a pause, or
Yeah, or you wait till everybody has finished,
Yeah.
and then it's the next word.
there most probably will be a small pause. So,
Yeah.
да, вы просто ждете одно слово, ждем, пока как бы все закончили. Второе слово. Ага. Let's try this.
Okay. This is really beautiful, because the word expands. You know, the word is not just a small point, but it becomes it's like a sculpture. Yes. And it was very interesting that both dachte were very different.
Okay,
But,
there was something Anna wanted to say.
Yeah.
Когда мы сейчас играем, мы стараемся, конечно, это все интерпретировать звуковысотность, но вот в плане длины у меня есть мысль, то что еще может быть зависеть от слогов самих, от короткий слог, открытый, закрытый.
Если все это поймут, ты знаешь немецкий.
Именно эту мысль сказать.
Ага.
Да.
That's interesting, because Anya and Masha both have the same idea, and that's interesting because Anya knows German, and Masha does not.
Okay.
And this is interesting because what they say is that maybe we can. Yeah. Но мы сейчас специально делаем как под временной лупой. Maybe we can find a connection between duration of of a gesture between duration of the tone that's being played in respect to the register and the phonetic structure of the word. So if this is an open syllable, if this is a short one, so this is the idea. And it's interesting because Anya said this and she knows German, but Masha doesn't know, and she thought exactly the same thing.
Okay, yes. You know that's a lot of work. I think this is super. I work often with like this, but we can't do it right now. I think, but this is the way. I think for me it would be the way. Okay, to really to listen to is the R, the phoneme R, is it long or is it short or is it open or is it closed, and are there many syllables, are there interruptions in the word when I pronounce it, the T, the consonant T is always cutting the word dachte. After there is also a E, but it's so you could really form a sculpture of one word. That's right. Yes.
There was something else Masha wanted to say.
Я придерживаюсь своей старой мысли с первой сессии, что для меня лично у них есть консонанс и диссонанс.
Не, это гласные, согласные. Vowels гласные, консонант это согласные.
Вот то, что у них консонанс, согласные.
Согласные, да.
Вот для меня вот эти вот 12, я не знаю, как это сказать, они для меня короткие, как короткие длительности, сухие такие короткие, маленькие длительности.
Ага.
Остальное может быть длиннее, как бы длинный кусочек фразы и короткий кусочек.
Ну это как когда мы говорим, мы же yeah, Masha follows the same idea that the vowels, they are longer, so like in a normal speech, and the consonants, they are always short. So this is this is the idea. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Maybe we could do it once again with your idea, Anna and Masha. So the consonants are longer and are a bit bright like this, and between there are the vowels. Sorry, and
yes,
between are the consonants, very short impulses. So we could.
Как Валя говорит про артикуляцию, посмотрите, может быть, ну как бы. I just ask them to try a kind of articulation for the consonants.
Yes.
So to see if it can be done like that, maybe. Same 5 words.
Okay, thank you. Maybe you could do it once again, and then you do it a bit bigger. You think a bit symphonic. Yeah.
Можно уточнить? Открытые слоги длиннее, закрытые короче.
Ну вообще нет.
Да, давайте попробуем сейчас.
Да. Просто мы сейчас первые два слова очень коротко сыграли, хотя там открытые.
У меня есть мысль.
Сыграли длиннее.
Да, может быть, каждая буква это какой-то.
This is about long and short vowels.
Это нам дает простор.
They discuss long and short vowels, so like the phonetic sequence in a word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's
But we haven't in these 5 words there aren't long consonants, you know.
Yeah, and open and closed. Open and closed.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. think that is really the way, because now I hear the word, the structure, also the structure of the word
Прямо сейчас
and the
слышу
sound.
структуру слова в звуке. So, это вариант.
Okay.
Okay, now let's go further with our homework. Who's the next with an idea? Okay.
So I have a little more complicated story, because I thought that we can use letters, that image of letters, like a graphic partiture. So I wrote a whole German alphabet,
Yes.
like a series of gestures. So
Wow.
use
Sasha written down the whole German alphabet like a series of a sequence of gestures.
Yes, sometimes it's one sound, sometimes it's about 3 sounds. It depends of difficult of image. Конечно. Да, и на следующей странице там есть, собственно, слова, которые я записала как уже ряд этих жестов.
Ага, я тогда начну с этой страницы.
Микрофон. Если не особо.
Sorry, I can't see.
Yeah,
I can't see it.
yeah, I know.
Maybe, but a gesture means
Well, yeah.
maybe you can play a A or a.
Yes, I can play if return me this. So I mean that letter A.
Yes.
Will be something like this. Because it's this tail, then after
Yeah.
the round
Yes.
thing
Yeah.
and another tail. So B will be, because it's too rounded. And
Okay.
E will be like, because it's 3 sharp.
So you mean capital letters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Okay. Yeah.
Now
No,
I
no.
see.
It's,
Now I see. Okay.
Yes, and
no, I think.
N will be, because it's long.
Yeah.
Yes, and then T will be like this, something like. Oh, I'm sorry, like this or this, because
Yes.
this looks like T.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I just played word Abend.
So that was. Can you
Yes.
show us again?
Okay.
That was Abend.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is so cool. No, this is so cool. But
The idea is brilliant.
You invite a new alphabet, an alphabet for cello. Yeah.
Cello German version.
Yeah.
You know, that's another dialect.
Yeah, but how would you do it in Russian?
Yes, I will translate it later. So I think that when we pronounce the word, we neighbors letter, we often pronounce it other way.
Differently.
Yes. So
Yeah.
in a word dachte,
Yeah.
we can join C and H to make another sound.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I see.
Yeah. That is.
Yeah.
You know that is the difference between phoneme and letter. A
Да,
phoneme
это как раз
is
разница между фонемой, да, фонемой и буквой. Yeah, that's also this difference that Sasha been thinking about.
yes, but I think it's a really beautiful work that you have done.
Just
I
a moment,
received the
Annette,
the
sorry for
photograph.
interrupting. Yes, I just wanted to
Thank
say
you.
that there's a photograph.
Thank you very much. So we could also go in there, working with letters, or you could do a big solo of a few words. I don't know. This is or everybody could create their the own alphabet of letters. Yes.
It's not necessary. I thought about this is maybe part of polyphonic structure. So I will not play all the words like this. But I can play first, fifth, seventh, and something like this, and it was like little solos, or maybe duos if somebody wants to.
So yeah, the idea is
same.
to create a polyphonic music making. Like Sasha just said, that she can play, for example, the first one, and the third one, and the fifth one, and someone else play something in between. So this is more a sequence of solo interventions. Yeah, technically you can do multi-layers composition, but then it's going to be extremely difficult for the listener to recognize, the system, because if there are, let's say, 10 instruments playing at the same time, then it would be impossible. Yes. What Sasha meant, and this is just one line, then there's the second line, so it's really one by one.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could also imagine that the others are whispering the words and you playing your solo with your cello.
Что кто-то другой в этот момент шепчет как бы слово, да, то есть что там у тебя было abend, да, то есть.
I don't know. Maybe we could it's up to you to, but I think it's very nice. Also, the score that you have written is really cool. I thought I sent this to Sergej. I thought of a bit different way. I wrote the alphabet, and every letter is one pitch, and so you could translate. You could play in unisono if you would want to. With A is a I don't know, do re mi, a mi, so on. So it is also a possibility. Not just you have chosen gestures, and I have chosen just pitches. So.
Я просто хотела абстрагироваться от звука, как
Yeah,
раз, поэтому использовала только картинку.
The reason why Sasha has chosen only the picture, the visual image, is that she wanted to distract from the sound.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
And I think that's another way, because you looked at the letter. It's really very graphic. And what I did was just a simple abstraction to give every single letter a pitch. So it's another thing. It's clear. Your translation is much more differentiated.
Complex. Yeah. Differentiated.
Yes.
Yeah. Differentiated.
Yeah. Differentiated. Okay, shall we continue?
Yeah, sure.
Who wants to be next?
Кто еще хочет что? Маша.
Yes?
У меня было две мысли. Одна идет по пути зафиксирования. Ну, сейчас слово скажу. Одна мысль, один идет по пути, когда у нас более жесткие правила заставляют действовать в рамках.
So Masha had two ideas. The first one is based on the strict rules,
Вот. Второй вариант,
and the second one
да, когда можно постараться избежать жестких рамок.
is that you try to avoid those strict rules and these frames.
Он будет более импровизационный.
So it's the second version. The second approach is a bit more improvised.
Вот. Теперь в первом случае, если
So the first one.
да, у нас согласные звуки короткие, то может быть короткий штрих, короткая длительность.
So the consonants are obviously short, and then they can be performed with short gestures, with the short articulations.
Да, при этом согласность слова или любой звук, вот, если его привязать к звучанию к ноте, то получится даже музыкальный текст.
Еще раз.
Ну вот, например, допустим, слово yes. Вот, я могу прочитать как музыкант, и я вижу ми, и потом еще какой-то звук. Если у нас получится алфавит, да.
And to make a kind, I don't know if you can say so in English, anagrams. To make a kind of anagrams, like that. Yes, that you have one sound and then you have E flat.
Один звук, одна буква.
So one sound and one letter.
Вот, но это пусть очень напоминает мне проблему
And this, somehow for Masha, this attitude reminds her of dodecaphonic way of thinking.
Да, когда много правил приводит
When there are too much rules, and then it's difficult to develop a musical idea.
С другой стороны, второй путь.
And the second way, the second option,
Самая старая идея, когда мы не будем привязываться к звуку, и оставим только ритмические какие-то.
the second idea, что не будем привязывать звук?
Не будем привязываться букву к звуку.
The second idea means to disconnect the letter from the phoneme, so the letter from the sound,
Да, оставить только,
and
оставить только, наверное, что одни нотки звучат коротко, не очень долго по времени, а другие долго.
and to develop the idea that some sounds are longer, some sounds are shorter. So to find the correspondences between longitude and between the duration of the sounds and phonemes.
And what do you think we could try now? Maybe we take one word and we I don't know. What do you think? Or we take 5 words like als, auf, bis, dachte, dachte. And you tell us what we do?
Yes, she's just trying to figure out.
Okay.
Okay, so the simplest idea is to try to take the same 5 words and pretend like this is harmonization, like it's written in the theory of music, that you write down the harmonies. So, and imagine that. But she doesn't know what to do with the sounds that do not exist in the music theory. So, like CH, what do you do
I
with
don't.
CH?
Yes, I don't know either. You wanted to take A as a A and
yes.
S as a S.
S, yeah.
S is a me.
Yeah,
exactly.
But then the question would be what to do with the dachte.
Yeah.
CH,
I don't know.
In a way, CH, we can think of CH like a very Swiss way of playing and in B natural minor.
Okay. Or maybe you have to invent a sound.
Yeah, или придется придумать звук на это дело. Or maybe that can be something noisy, let's say.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Да, до си.
Ah, okay. CH we found. What does CH mean? This is exactly. This is C and this is B natural. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, super. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and the letters that cannot be literally translated into music theory. You can either skip them or you can try to play a kind of noisy sound, which is pitchless sound, or make a pause. By the way.
And Masha, do you think every letter has the same duration, like this, or is it?
Может быть, как аккорд вообще брать?
Or it might be a proposition from Varya. It might be a chord.
То есть все, которые мы найдем здесь звуки.
Okay.
So let's say that you
Yes.
think of a, посмотри, да, правильно? That you think of a word vertically. So this is the word.
It's just okay.
Okay,
Cool.
that was-
It's just one chord.
Yeah. That was Abend, and that
Like this.
becomes Abend. It might
Yeah.
be. It might be not exactly. It might be not exactly Abend. It might be
Yeah.
So it might be
Yeah.
one by
Okay,
one tones
okay.
coming.
But it's one big sound. Yes.
Да,
It's
это
okay?
один большой как бы звук.
We
It might
try
be.
like this. Yes.
Давай попробуем. Shall we try this?
У нас вначале
Так ты
мало.
клёвый.
That was, by the way, that was Dachte.
Yeah. Oh, it's very nice. No, it's cool.
You can use the techno click track from Serge for Dachte.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we try the same five words? Dachte is beautiful.
Yeah. That's the highlight. Yeah, the hit. No, it's really beautiful because words. Every word becomes a dimension. It's really like a balloon that you. Was heißt aufblasen? That you.
Выдувать.
Like an airbag or something like that. Yes, it's really beautiful. It's my
actually
favorite.
interesting,
No,
and then you
it's-
have. I'm just thinking so that if you perform this kind of work, then you can either do it like this, or you can provide the listeners or the audience with a text, with a written text, either by video or by just giving them program notes. So that's interesting. Or you can just skip it and you can let them guess
Yes. Yes.
what
yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's a quiz. Yeah. And after that, no, it's really beautiful. I think yes.
Yes, I think that we could we can use it like a base for all the piece, and after this make different things. I mean, my little solos very good put on the top of these chords.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Yeah, you understood what Sasha says. That can be a
Yes,
harmonic bass, and exactly because your approach is more solistic. So and there could be the small solistic interventions, and the bass can be harmonic. So you can play with this. You can either work with harmonies or with solo entrances, and
And
that's
this
also an
is
option.
a decision for using different list, because before we couldn't use all the lists, but now each other can play
That would
his
be also
own
exactly.
list.
That would be also a solution. Why do we use different parts? because in this way everyone could play her or his own part, and it would make sense then. For example.
I don't know if I understood that well. You think that, Sasha, you think that in this unisono part you play the same list, and for the solos you take another list, or you think everybody takes another list?
Нет, я имела в виду, что каждый из нас может
She
играть
means
в
that
качестве гармонической базы свой лист,
that as a harmonic
а для
bass,
сольных частей уже свой лист
everyone
используешь, ну,
could use her or his own part as a harmonic
Okay.
bass.
Yes.
But for the solo things, everyone use
да, на самом деле тут
the same,
тоже
right?
просто в этот момент ты
окей.
играешь гармоническую базу, а играешь сольный кусок, основанный на каком-то, ну, на моем материальном плане.
So that the harmonic bass remains different because everyone has his own part, and at the same time, someone could play these solistic entrances, the solistic parts based on whatever. So it can be just one part which is divided between everyone, or just a few words maybe, because if they're coming out of the gestures of the signs, it would be difficult if we would take, let's say, 15 words or even 10 words. It would be difficult really to visually or audibly to understand what happens then. Я говорю, что может быть просто несколько.
That's true. Yes. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. That's what it is.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Do we step to the next?
Yes, sure. У кого-то еще есть по этому поводу?
Я по-русски тоже. У меня похоже на Варину идея. Согласные можно разделить, например, согласные — это какой-то шум, а гласные — это либо тембр, один вариант, либо это тембр, который таким образом мы произносим эту букву, то есть А или О, в каком положении рот.
Сейчас, секундочку, я это понял. Varia's idea is a bit similar to Valentina's goes in the same direction, that the consonants can be seen as noises or noisy sound. For example, S. Yeah. And vowels are гласные.
А гласные — положение рта — это один вариант.
То есть ты при этом говоришь как бы, да?
И имитировать это.
And the vowels that you're kind of at the same time speaking and imitate your own speaking, your way of articulate. So let's say that this can be or whatever, and then you do a fixed gesture on your instrument.
Yes. Okay.
Это один вариант для
This is one option for the vowels.
И я хотела бы вернуться к своему замечанию о том, что мы все-таки не можем отключиться от значения слов.
And still, she wanted to come back to her concern that it's extremely difficult, if not impossible, to get rid out of the word's meaning.
И поэтому то, как мы будем исполнять гласные,
that's why the way we play the vowels,
это может зависеть от нашего ощущения этого слова.
It can depend actually on our understanding or on our perception of the word's meaning. So what to give a summary, because Varya said in the beginning that it's quite impossible to get rid of the word's meaning, so not to pay attention on it. And that's why Varya, you wanted actually to take advantage of the word's meaning, so that the word meaning would determine что оно должно определять как бы значение слова.
Гласные, как мы будем исполнять.
The manner, the way we perform the vowels.
Okay. Maybe this could be a solo too. Do you want to show us how just 1, 2, 3 words? I don't know.
Например, их могло бы быть. Если я беру регистр, например, своей речи. Не слышно? Регистр, как мы видим положение рта, если мы не видим рот? Нет, высота моего голоса. Просто на такой высоте каждый говорит.
I misunderstood something. It's not about the position of your mouth, it's about the register.
Okay.
The approximate pitch.
То есть мой регистр где-то вот где-то в этом районе.
So this is general register of various way of talking.
И если я, например, говорю их,
And if she says ich, so this is ich, and it's literally the.
Yes. That you take really the pitch of your speaking voice. Yes.
если я говорю альс,
Okay. And have you a longer word? A word a bit longer. Maybe Gesundheit.
Gesundheit. She will try now.
Yes.
Любое, какое-нибудь из 3 слогов. Gesundheit у тебя там есть точно, да.
Вот наш любимый дахт, например.
Dachte again.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Maybe it could be. You could make little interventions between the other sounds with this small, tiny, and very was heißt klangvoll, very sounding little sculptures.
Насыщенные, да, она тоже говорит, что можно представить как такие интервенции, да, вкрапления вот этих вот очень насыщенных, да, и натуральных звуков.
Я хотела еще добавить, что
something else?
Вот в таком случае у нас будет какая-то фиксированная система.
In this case, we would have to develop a fixed system for the consonants.
Например,
For example,
будет только трель.
This is R is a kind of only trillo or only this.
Yes, but I think when everybody plays with you, it's a bit too much because it's so fine. It's so I don't know. Maybe a solo would be nice.
Yes, that's also probably the solistic direction that's
Yes,
Varvara.
I think so too. Okay, thank you.
I think generally most of the approaches that you have chosen were quite solistic because of course this is a very individual question that you asked me to put the musicians, and it's good that each of you, every one of you, have found a personal approach or instrument-based approach. This is very interesting.
Yes. Okay. Can we hear the Nikita or Anna?
Anya, she already said that there's a difference between closed syllables and open syllables.
Sorry. Yes, you were a bit together. Yes. Okay, then Nikita. Sorry.
Ваш.
Ну, мне на самом деле больше всего нравится идея с первой сессии, которая была до этого, да? Когда мы воспринимаем слово целиком и эмоционально, и что-то в нашей голове, какие-то образы происходят.
То есть от содержания, да, то, что все равно.
Да, это не
от значения.
Может быть,
от звучания.
Буквально воспринимать, что вот, потому что это все уже оцифровано, вот как бы значения придуманы, как исполнять или иные ноты. Мне больше понравилась сама идея, интерпретация слова или, допустим, связки слов. Что, например, может очень хорошо работать в каком-то театральном или даже в кино, когда ставят картинку, и вот слова идут, и люди смотрят, что это за слова, да, и как бы прямо ансамблем это исполняют.
Okay. Сейчас я буду это переводить, ты меня поправляешь, если что, да? So, just before I start, is it something close to Masha's idea of emotional reading of a word? Or is it something completely different? Похоже на то, что Маша озвучила про такое эмоциональное отношение как бы к слову, да?
Да.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's different way of interpretation.
Yeah, obviously. So Nikita's approach is basically taken from our first session. So, and it remains this kind of holistic approach to the words. So it's not the meaning of the word is not really detached from the sound, but what is interesting that that Nikita perceives the words not as single words, but sometimes as a combination of several words. And he just gave an example, like sometimes in theater or on a cinema, that you can watch a lot of words put together, and then you are kind of not just reading them, but you are perceiving them as something more than just words. But at the same time, there is a clear connection with the meaning. Да? То есть там все равно есть связь с содержанием.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, there still is a connection with the meaning of the word, but
I want to add that we had two variations, Vale's variation, Masha's variations. It was different conditions of our performance. Condition because
duration.
when we play,
duration. Длительность.
No, условия. Condition.
Petium.
Because when we play with Masha, we had to play one note.
Yeah, exactly,
One
and
note.
also
But with
also
Vale,
Nikita refers. Yeah, Nikita refers to the condition, to the rules of our first session. That there's those two differences between Valentin and Masha's versions. That when they played with Valentin, they could play many notes, many gestures, and when they followed Masha, we agreed upon only one sound gesture.
Yes. Yes.
In general, I like so much when we connect with word and with speaking and with music together.
So generally, he likes the idea of connecting the word with pronunciation of the word and with music. So he thinks is as a big whole.
Sorry, the last time you were very expressive with your voice. And sometimes you were really like a wind or something. And do you want to be also with the voice expressive for everybody? Is that something that you would suggest?
Because Serge asked me to be more emotional, and maybe it was.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
No, but I think it was great.
It means me, not Serge Vuille. He's talking about me.
Sergej, yes.
No, it was great because it was really a variation of of voice also, and I think we could now try a version with voices. Maybe everybody could take on this list his or her own list, okay, on this score. We could try it in German, and if you have also the Russian version, we could do it in Russian. Okay.
I have. Okay. Can you say this again? What do they do now? Again.
You just speak, okay? And we could try to speak in different ways. You could be very, very neutral. You could make a solo. You could cry out, or you could whisper. You have to, and everybody has his or her list.
One by one.
Okay.
You want one by one or all together?
No, all together. as an ensemble, you know, I don't know if I understood well, Nikita, but I thought you wanted to put words together. Sometimes there are many different words, and so I thought we could try something like that. Is that okay for you?
Yeah. So again, everyone is speaking. Let's say the first her or his own part. Let's say the first part. The first, в смысле, первую часть, там, до черты, до пробела.
Каждый свой лист.
Да.
Одновременно.
У всех разное место.
У всех разное будет, да.
And I would propose or suggest that when somebody begins, the other begin immediately. And then is a pause, and you wait till another person begin with the next word, okay?
So let's say someone begins, okay? I said, for example, als, and what do the others do?
When you hear you begin immediately. You have to react very quickly, and then is a pause, and you don't know who is the next who is.
Дальше вы не знаете, кто следующее слово начинает. То есть кто-то, а вот так, кто-то начинает. Окей? Да, будете. Но все равно ждете, пока одно слово у всех закончится. Неважно, будет это Gesundheit или будет это Als. Okay, let's just try it.
Alles.
Braucht.
Dachte.
Das.
Diese.
Dürfen.
Okay, thank you. Maybe we could do it once again, and you have really the pauses have to be how do you say this in English? Spannungspausen. They could be
there should be
much
tension in pauses.
Yeah, and they could be much more longer. But when somebody begins, you have really to come.
То есть прямо на вот это первое альс, да, когда, например, говорят, а пауза как бы, да, вы друг друга перебиваете. Но дальше в паузах вы ждете, и вы как бы тоже в напряжении, потому что вы должны вот-вот тут же, когда кто-то услышит чей-то
мы думали,
голос.
что мы по очереди.
Нет, именно никто не знает, кто из вас дальше. Поехали. Окей? Okay, we start again.
Okay.
То есть я так понимаю, наша цель услышать паузу. Вот эту вот.
Да.
Вы можете договориться, что пауза будет, между 2 и 3 секунд.
Да не важно.
Нет? Не, ну а как?
Не меньше, чем секунду.
Не меньше, чем секунду. Вот так.
Abend.
Andererseits.
Bis.
Brüder. Dacht.
Braucht.
Dachte. Darüber. Der. Diese. Etwas.
Gesundheit.
Guten.
Abend.
Okay, thank you. That's the way. But you could now. It's a bit tricky because you have to be so quick that you speak also quick. But you have to begin. But then you can also. You can also a bit do some variations with your voice.
Shall we try again?
I think we change now to the Russian list and we try the same. We do the same, but in Russian. Okay?
Oh, yes, just a moment. I will see if I have enough. And I probably don't.
Ah, sorry.
No, that's fine. Ой, можете на телефонах действительно найти? Кто не может на телефоне найти?
Вроде как трансляция.
Yeah, they will just use. They will find the score on their mobiles. So.
Okay, super.
Это, извини, это ко мне вопрос. Это то, что я звуки переводчика изменял, но я забыл их убрать. Просто не реагируйте на цвет. Извините, нет, это моя интерпретация. I sent them the same version as to you, so the first 3 parts were marked with reds, and of course the obvious question would be, why there are red words? And I said that just don't pay any attention. I will send you another one, but for now, just not.
Okay. And remember, you can do variations with your voice. You have to be very quick to start, but then you can speak very slow, very loud, very, I don't know.
Все, в принципе, возможно. So everything is possible after the attack.
Mm-hmm. And also make pauses, make big pauses sometimes. And sometimes.
Okay. Shall we do Russian version?
Yeah.
Okay.
I suggested that we could do until this line. 13 words, I think. Okay? Just to the line. Is this clear?
Yeah, this is the line before ich, because then everyone has ich.
Yes.
С другой стороны. Оправдать.
Подумал?
Что? Об этом. Тот.
Поэтому.
Один. Найти.
Произошедшее.
Счастливого.
Хорошего.
Я.
Yeah, so that was ich.
Yes. Beautiful. Can we do it once again and you be more extreme, okay?
Давайте сделаем еще раз, и вы пойдете до экстрим. То есть действительно можно петь там что-то такое, можно.
You play like theater, okay? It's like a
давайте
theater.
Как театр сделаем. Yeah.
Тоже на русском, да?
Да, тоже на русском.
Just to look in what direction could it go. We don't have to do it after, but just to try out, okay? Thank you.
Все. Так же. Подумал!
Тот.
Поэтому.
Этот.
Этому.
Эти.
Смысл вообще идет вообще? У тебя
Пережить.
Один.
Вау.
Узнать.
Счастливого.
Хорошо.
Иметь.
Иметь.
Я.
Я.
Okay, this was really great music, I think, because it was so Sergej, it was so interesting for me to listen. I understand nothing, so but it was really for me. There were sounds, that there was so much in the different colors of the voices, and yeah.
You know, I think it's also because for you, this is now totally meaningless. So that's exactly what we were trying to do. Because if we can, at least understand at least parts of, not German, but some kind of, of course. But for you, Russian is something completely, totally different. It's another planet.
Yes.
So, and that's interesting. Probably
But it's
easy for you.
Much more difficult for us.
Much more difficult, what?
For us.
To do this in Russian?
Yes,
really?
Of course, because
every
word,
because every word has its meaning.
Yes, that's clear. So I told you it's an advantage that you play sounds of German words because it's not so near, not so close to you. Yes,
да, для
that's
вас
right.
это как бы преимущество, когда вы на немецком это делаете, потому что они не так вам близки, эти слова немецкие.
But now I think you have to choose for the whole piece if it's rather the most of the piece in German and you make maybe a speaking part of Russian inside it, or you want to make all Russian, so you have to change all your ideas a bit. Or what do you think about these two languages when they shall be both into one piece?
Как вы думаете, вот представьте, что это произведение, как бы вы мыслили? Только на немецком, только на русском или на том и на том? Ну, с какими-то, естественно, разными, да, вот мы сегодня слышали разные манеры исполнения.
Yeah, both languages.
So basically both, yeah.
And where do we take Russian? Should you make a speaking part of this like this, or do you want to play the Russian words? Or
обращаться, либо вот сделать такую условную вставку, да, как сейчас, либо вы хотели бы как бы играть с русским, вот как мы сегодня делали с немецким. И то, и то. Maybe also, какая?
Ренессансная такая, ну как матеты на разных языках.
Yeah, maybe also it would be interesting to try to combine this again, to combine both languages, depending, of course, on the general manner of interpreting it. And Sasha says that could be seen as a parallel with a Renaissance motet. You know, when they have this on different languages.
Yeah, super. So, but this would be nice to be spoken, because I don't know if you hear it very well when you just play. It could also you could make two choirs of one choir in German and one in Russian, and they speak like speaking together, or be overlapped or something like that.
Именно этот аспект.
Ну, в качестве тренировки, но не в качестве итогового.
Нет, это пока просто вот все. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Annette, there is one question from...
Sorry.
Я сейчас представила, что мы могли бы сначала прочитать параллельно на русском и немецком, как вот два хора, а потом то же самое сделать на инструментах.
Or as an option from Varia, that they could, for example, first read this or perform this without instruments, divided into two choirs, Russian and German, and then they would do the same but using their instruments. So.
Yeah.
Or someone can decide, someone can follow. So I see actually, yeah, but that's probably for another time. Do you? Yes, sorry, I was just carried away.
No, but I think for the next time, or for the time between, I don't know if you can work together or just everyone for.
I think it's possible. So it's not scheduled, but at least we are connected. We are connected. We have a group chat on WhatsApp, so we can share the ideas. And if we can really work together, I don't know. Probably it could be a kind of e-working. So we can once maybe. Most of us try something, but it would be e-working. So probably we won't be able to gather together physically. But at least we are in constant exchange and we are in touch. So because I understand that all these options again that we have. Yeah, sorry. Yes, here we are.
Because when everybody makes a version yet now of a piece with these different ideas, it's too much, you know. I think it would be very, very great that you could put it together, that you could. I don't want to. I could do it, but I don't want to because it's your piece, and I think you could invent a piece with several ideas of the last time and of this time, and maybe also another idea, I don't know, and you could create a piece maybe of Masha's ground, that is these words like chords, sorry, and then you could put pieces inside it, or first just Russian and then German, and I don't know, or two pieces with the same duration, one in German, one in Russian. So I would like if you could connect together and create something together. This would be the and when not, maybe you could three of you could do it together. I don't know, so that we could next time discuss this version and maybe change a little thing or just play it once again to be a bit sure of the structure and of the
that's very nice. That's a good idea, because I think, and everyone probably agrees, that we can find a way at least to discuss the things as a group. Not necessarily try them out, but to discuss. We can do this. I think it's not a problem. So I think it's interesting because it's not bad if we have several versions, several different versions. We can. My suggestion is that, for example, for the final, there is no final presentation, but for the work in progress presentation, we can even try this piece, this composition or whatever you call it, several times. So you know that this is a kind of open-formed piece, and it's obviously going to be open-formed. And then we can try different versions. So of course we shall try them during our next session. And it's good that we have enough time, because things can change also in our minds, and same I think, Annette, with you. So we can, after we watch the recording of what have been done today, we probably can get some new impulses. I think at this point, I don't want to limit anyone's imagination, but at this point, I think it's important that we really try to answer to ourselves, okay, why this approach is so interesting for me. And why I'm doing this, considering what has been done today. Понимаете, да? То есть о чем я говорю? Посмотреть, почему это мой способ такой важный, учитывая то, что мы делали сегодня. And then, if everyone kind of confident in herself or himself, then we can try to chart together and to see and to see and to make a short list, short-listed selection of version that we would love to try. Because basically, even today, I see we have basically not that much working versions. We have some which are very similar, like for example the version of Masha, and also some concerns of Anya. They were quite in similar direction. We had also a clear direction with Valentin and also Nikita. I think he's placed in the same group. I don't want to label, of course, but it's a kind of that, yeah. And then we have also this system of signs, of gestures, and I think that we can work with this. So we can kind of generalize it. I know it's always a pity to generalize something, but it's not about categorizing. It's about making something that would work for everyone.
Yes,
and also, Annette, you said that you don't want to do it yourself, but it depends, of course, on the time. You don't have to, but if you feel like you would like to, that actually would be nice. Maybe not right now, not straight ahead, not tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you also you have every right, to compose. So.
Yeah. No, but it is called collective composition, and I don't want to lead. I don't want to, but I can also make a version.
Yes,
and
you have
then
exactly. That's what I mean. You have every right.
And can give it to you, and then we can decide what we will do in the future. Okay.
Yes. Obviously, that's the idea, because one of the things that I wrote in the project description, which is not on the website, we have not included into this description on our website, but one of the sort of proceedings or possible proceedings of the project is that it could provide the material for further development. So it could be developed further, maybe in some completely different directions, maybe with I don't know, with different conditions. But of course, this is every right of yours to try this out, and we would be actually, I think, we would be thankful if you would do, because
I'd love to do it, but I don't want to lead.
No, it's already clear that this is fortunately that. From the, I think, very first session, it was clear that it works. The general idea of the project works, and it's not like, you're a composer, we are a performer, and I'm kind of translating what you want. No, it's the feedback. I think everyone can feel the feedback, even you on the other side of the screen. I know that for you it's much more different, because basically the musicians are sitting here with the instruments, and but you see, everyone provides feedback, and everyone finds time to do this homework, and I'm really thankful to you guys for bringing up with so many interesting creative ideas. So thank you very much for this. So
yes, it's really, I think you are so cool how you and so was heißt geduldig,
patient.
Yeah, because sometimes it's just one person who makes something, and the others are really, and the ideas are really, really fantastic, your ideas. Yeah.
Good.
So many thanks. Could we end now?
Yes,
with the option to create 1, 2, 3 pieces.
Yeah.
And I make a version, and then we could meet in 1 week, and we could. I will send you my version, so you can see that before, and so we could continue. Is that okay?
Yes, I think that's good. Does everyone agree?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yes. Then, Annette, thank you so much for today.
Yeah, I thank you.
We are looking forward to the next time.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Yes.
And thank to everyone who provided the technical things.
Yes.
And I'm so thankful that it's all broken. Okay, thank you for everyone who was following us or who is going to watch us later. Keep watching this space. It was nice.
Interesting, yes.
Interesting. Okay,
Yes.
bye-bye, thank you.
Okay, ciao.
Спасибо, ребята, огромное. Правда.